we had tried to
Yeah.
build and sell on the retail market. We tried high priced homes. We tried, middle income and above and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
And then when you get stuck
Yeah.
holding 20 mortgages where things don't sell
Yeah.
and you can't possibly rent it out to cover the mortgage,
Yeah.
it gets real. You start to not like your business anymore as much at that point. You start to search for an alternative. So whenever it was for us at some point early in the game, we said, we want a model where no matter what comes at us from an interest rate perspective, from a population growth perspective, from this, that, and the other thing, we're going to have a way to survive and thrive. And that's the premise of single family homes in
it's crazy
workforce housing neighborhood in a growth market.
And vertically integrating and owning your own land supply and your own money supply. Yes. Like, I'm just like, I have goosebumps, dude. Yeah. That's crazy. That's nuts, man. That's really nuts.
So it's like, we talked about this at Summit, that single family homes are constantly just underestimated. Like, everybody thinks like, oh, listen, I'm going to, maybe I'll buy one, but I'm going to really graduate to a really, really stupendous asset class as soon as I can.
Yeah.
And I just don't get it. Like, this is it. Like, this asset class provides so much risk mitigation. It provides significant upside. Like, what else do we need to see? If we look at the data, right, what else do we need to see? We saw how single family rental homes have performed in the really good times. It was the darling asset class when interest rates were really low, right? And it's funny, we call that a really good time. That was COVID, right? Like, a really tough time for us as people. Yeah. But like, from an investment perspective,
I mean, it had Warren Buffett quoting, "I would be buying single family homes during the depths of the Great Recession."
Yes, exactly. At the toughest of times, it does really well. It has this high floor with upside. Yeah. And you look at the things that can,
and in good times you have like super high home price appreciation because everybody's driving the price up.
Yes, that's true.
Right. Like,
which is largely driven by interest rates.
Which is driven by interest rates.
And population growth.
And people having money and wanting to upgrade their home and whatever.
That was a big part of the COVID run-up. For sure. There was a lot of cash in the system. So it's just like, I love this asset class for what it is. And everybody else, I feel like, is waiting to find the next thing. But it's like we were talking about, like, in The Wizard of Oz. Like, the answer is like right underneath your nose.
I was always home.
I was always home, right? Like, that's what I feel like with single family rental properties. And
home is where the heart is.
There we go. I don't know.
What is it when she clicks there's no place like home. There's no place like home, but she was always home. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, so that's really interesting, GC. So I mean, I guess if we were to wrap this all up, right? Like, this idea of mortgage rates are going down, which means that it's like a good time to get more cash flow, put in less, have to deposit less in order to have positive cash flow. The world is in uncertain times. Builders aren't really building, which means that the supply demand dynamics are not going to get better, which to me shows that home prices are going to continue to go up, like, fundamentally. And people are on the sidelines. They're not going to make big asset classes. People that are renters are going to stay renting. People that are homeowners are going to stay in their homes, kinds of thing. Am I wrong to think that right now, in this state of influx, this dip in mortgage rates that just happened, combined with like all this uncertainty, combined with knowing that this is a phenomenal thing, that like workforce housing, single family homes are a great place to put your money in general. They do well in bad times and well in good times, that taking advantage of like a mortgage dip might be the move, because we're in this like kind of like state of chaos where it might go up or it might go down again?
Yes to what you're saying, but I think it's more than that. I think we just need to understand how beautiful this asset class is and buy into this model. And when folks ask me, is this a good time to buy real estate? My answer every time since we've been doing the show is yes. And it's based on data. It's not just because I have something to sell, right? It's based on data. It's just like you talked about. In tough times, this asset class does very well. In good times, it does even better. Right? Like, there are not other asset classes that I have found that are available to the everyday person that can say that. So I just think that, yes, there is an opportunity right now to get more cash flow and better returns on investment. and less out-of-pocket capital today versus there was 2 months ago. Yes, that is true. But more than that, I want people to understand why this model is so beautiful. Why building a better retirement account or accomplishing a big financial outcome for you should be based on a portfolio of single family rental properties. Because, should our economy go into some tougher times right now, you are going to see this asset class stand out, be resilient, perform consistently well, just like it has in other tough times. It is going to be a great opportunity for you for a very different reason than it was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
But it is still going to be the best risk-adjusted return available for the everyday person. That's why I love it so much.